Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test the Yi 1080p home camera. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So this is a 1080p or Full HD Wi-Fi camera. And here are some of its features. And the specifications of the Yi 1080p home camera. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by, of course, removing the cling film and now giving you a much clearer view of the box packaging. Let's lift the box lid from its base and we can set the box lid to the side right there for the time being. And then giving you a nice clear look at the Yi 1080p home camera. Let's continue with the removal of the packaging. And setting the 1080p camera down as we continue to remove the rest of the contents from the box. And lastly, that package right there. And so that's the box emptied. We can set it to the side and let's lay everything neatly across the tabletop just to give you a clear view of the entire contents of the Yi 1080p home camera. So right across there, a nice clear view of the contents. So let's start off by first taking a look at the papers. So papers with this Yi sticker right here with some social media links. Now setting that down and across to the side. And then moving on to the next item. So there is a small little booklet here with the warranty details. So just going to expand that. So there's a front and back, 4 pages or 4 panels each on each side. I'm going to give you a close-up look at the warranty details right there. Very fine. However, you can always reference this by, of course, pausing the video. Right there and right there. So those are the warranty details covered. Let's set that down to the side. And of course, there is what appears to be a user manual or possibly a user manual instruction guide. So right here, let's go ahead and open the fold-out leaflet. So right there, giving you a clear view of what this booklet contains. So some setup details, diagrams, QR code for the Yi Home app, and setup instructions and safety information. So right there, all the details you need to successfully set up your Yi 1080p home camera. So setting that down as well to the side. Just going to make sure that they're in view so nothing is left out. Okay. And then moving on. So there is a packet here, what appears to be a power cable. So let's open it up. This will be required to power the camera, so let's take a look. So it is a USB, micro USB cable. It even does have the Yi branding on the plug. Okay, I'm going to set that down. And moving on to the next item, there appears to be a wall plug adapter, a 3-pin type for the UK sockets. So giving you a look here at the 3-pin plug with the safety certifications on it, and the USB socket at the back to connect the cable into. Okay, so there we have it. I'm just going to set that down as well. And moving on to the main item itself, we do have the Yi 1080p home camera. So it is a wireless or Wi-Fi camera or IP camera. So right here, giving you a nice clear look, of course in its kind of compacted form, straight out of the shipping box. And some details there. Initial impressions, of course, while handling it, it is very light and giving you some idea of the size of the unit right there, resting in the palm of my hand. So plastic right throughout, as you can see. And of course, let's set it up in the upright position as how you would position it or orientate it when in use. So right there, just going to stand it up so you have some idea of the unit and how it appears with it upright in the functioning position. It's right there as well. And now I'm just going to rest it once again in the palm of my hand, just for some sense of size and scale right there. And as I mentioned, pretty light in weight. And you can see that it does or is made out of ABS plastic, so it is very, very durable and tough. And just giving you a look all around and close up as well. So right there at the back of the camera unit right there with the QR code. And of course some details right there. There is a micro SD card slot if you need to save any video or captures locally, but Yi also does provide a unlimited cloud or remote storage solution as well. And just giving you a good all-round look to the size of the unit right there, and of course looking directly at the lens or front of the Yi 1080p home camera. And it's nice to see that they do have a protective plastic film protecting the lens, so giving you that all-round look to the slots and connectors. So micro SD card slot there, and of course what appears to be a micro USB port right there, so that we can power the Wi-Fi camera up. And this appears to be a speaker and perhaps a microphone hole right there. So it has two-way audio, as most Wi-Fi cameras these days have. So you're able to listen and talk through the camera. It's okay, I'm just going to rotate it around so you have a nice clear view of the unit. So right there, the Yi 1080p home camera. Nice good view and look of this very compact and foldable camera, as you can see. Very easy to position. You can even mount it against a wall, or simply just position it upright and stand it wherever you want to. And does it tilt forward? It does tilt forward as well, right there. And the base does have non-slip ring around it. Grippy non-slip ring, giving you that full view once again as to the size of the unit. And its base right there. Okay, and I guess I've kind of shown you pretty much the full aspect of this E1080p home camera. There's only one thing left to do now, of course. And also there's one thing to note as well. There is infrared built into this camera, so there is infrared night vision. So under dark lighting conditions, it will automatically switch to infrared night vision mode. Okay, so I'm just going to peel off the protective lens sticker right now, as this is recommended to be removed before use. So being very gentle here and careful, and we're just about done right there. And you can see that it is very, very securely stuck onto the lens. And there we have it, just peeled it off. Let's set it down. So now, once again, nice clear view directly at the camera lens. And okay, so now setting it down, giving you that look, that view once again. It does have 112 degree wide angle lens on it. So let's undo this cable tie or band, giving you some idea of the power cable's length, or the micro USB cable length. So pretty long indeed. Once again, right there. Nice good view. So we simply plug this in to the rear of the unit, making sure that it is in the correct orientation. And of course making sure that it snaps firmly in place. And setting it down, plugging the USB end, or type A end, into the wall plug. And lastly, of course, plugging the plug into a power socket, and of course flipping that switch, and you can see the light coming on instantly at the bottom of the lens right there.
Welcome to Ye Home Camera. Waiting to connect.
So right there, there is an audio prompt saying waiting to connect, and that audio quality is really strong. Having a nice clear audible speaker, very powerful. And I do have a Sony Xperia XZ3 here, which I recently unboxed, and it's in its case collection carbon fiber slim TPU case. Let's go into phone, tap on the Ye Home app, and let's add a new device. So we simply do that
Waiting to connect.
by tapping on the plus button right here, and then we can scan the QR code at the rear of the camera right there. Excuse me.
Connect.
And right there, it is now setting up the camera. Saying waiting to connect. Please wait 20 seconds until you hear the waiting to connect. So I heard waiting to connect, tap on that. And of course, connect to Wi-Fi, it's asking me.
The QR code towards the
Waiting
camera
to
lens
connect.
and wait for it to scan.
Okay, so do you want to quit? Nope. Okay, so let's just wait. I have invalid. Let's go back. Okay,
Waiting to connect.
I think I might have skipped a step there, so let's go right back. Scan that code at the rear, just like that. I heard waiting to connect, tap on that. Connect to Wi-Fi.
Place the QR code towards the
And this was the bit I might have accidentally
Waiting to connect.
skipped.
QR code scan is
There-
successful.
There we go.
Connecting to Wi-Fi.
So you can hear all the positive prompts, audio prompts from the Wi-Fi camera. So right now,
Wi-Fi is connected.
there we go. So very, very user-friendly, very easy to set up. And let's tap on next.
Pairing is successful. You can start using your camera now.
So you can see,
is successful. You can start using your camera now.
well, you can see and hear just how easy it was to set up the Yi 1080p home camera. So now let's save that camera there. Oh, actually, let's skip that bit. And let's get going. So let's go to, let's just save it and start using. And let's tap on the camera right there. And it's prompting that a new firmware has been found. Let's update it. And it shows the version information as well. And let's tap on update. And there we go. Lots of prompts right there telling us what's happening.
Downloading firmware.
So right now it's updating the camera's firmware to make sure that it has the latest software installed for security and of course for functionality and experience purposes. And look, sounds like it's done. Let's tap on, let's have a look at the front.
Upgrading firmware. Please
Okay.
keep the camera plugged in.
So you can hear lots of audio prompts there, no guesswork in at all. Very, very user friendly and intuitive in that respect. So it is currently updating the firmware, so nothing is happening on the app at the moment until the firmware on the 1080p camera is completed, or the upgrade is complete, or installation is complete. So let's just wait a few more bits right there. And let's just wait for it. It did say that it could take up to 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes for the firmware to install. Okay, so I'm just going to go back here, or back to devices. Let's just exit for now, and then tap on the app again just to retry, see what's going on, see whether the camera will tell us what's happening. So it is trying to connect, shows the progress as well, 5%. And of course I heard that click there on the camera, and it's usually the night vision clicking away. And I guess it's being restarted or being upgraded at the moment, so it's going through a diagnostics or testing phase. That is why we're not able to connect right now, so the camera is doing its thing with the firmware update. So the camera should tell us when the update is complete, but let's try again and force ourselves onto the camera. Okay, so it is updated, no prompts there. Perhaps I beat the prompt to it, but nonetheless, we are connected. And we do have streaming video right there as I move my fingers across the front of the camera lens right there. So you can see that it is pretty responsive and working quite nicely. So in front of us is a broadband tier new icon pedal bin, which I recently unboxed just some videos ago, not too long ago. And let's take a look at the quality of the image right there on the phone. And what I'm going to do is, of course, tap on the auto and select HD, so it is at the maximum resolution, 1080p of course, full HD. And just trying to get the camcorder to focus right there onto the screen of the phone. And you can see the data streaming rate as well. So just giving you an overall look right there with the camera pointed directly ahead. So it is about 2 meters away from the bin, or at least the camera is. So I'm just gonna tilt the camcorder up so you have some sense of scale right there. So that's the broadband tier new icon pedal bin, which I recently unboxed, so you can always check that out in one of my earlier videos quite recently. So now for some sense, now that you've seen the pedal bin that's in front of us, which is about a couple of meters away, you can see that same bin in this video stream right there. Now of course, if I position the camcorder, not camcorder, but the Yi home camera, the Wi-Fi camera directly ahead of it, now you will have a much better view right there. And of course, setting it up as evenly as I can. And of course, we can magnify the details right there. So remember, the bin is a couple of meters in front of us, and you can see the text or label details, at least for the big parts of the text right there. So good definition right there. And of course, zooming out or minimizing the image right there. So it doesn't have any form of optical zoom or mechanical zoom. It is just simply magnifying the image that's showing through the app on the phone. So right there, and fully zoomed out, giving you some sense of the size or perspective right there. So 112-degree wide angle lens, very wide indeed, as you saw when I panned up. So I'm going to pan my camcorder up again. It'll give you some idea of what the camcorder can see right there versus a very, very wide angle right there. So hopefully that is of some help there in terms of the scope of the capture of the Yi 1080p camera. Let's tap on to maximize it even further. So we have a nice full view right there. You can see the Yi home camera directly in front of us. And of course, let's move it around so you can see the kind of responsiveness of the camera as I move about. As you can see right there what's going on, the tabletop, the details right there. As I move the camera around, so not an easy thing to do. Watching everything happen through a little viewfinder of the camera or camcorder, holding the mobile phone, and then moving the 1080p camera around. So right there, once again, nice clear view directly ahead of us. And now, once again, going to magnify the details this time, giving you a better look, hopefully, at the kind of resolution in which the 1080p camera has at the label on the bin that's a couple of meters from the front or from the 1080p camera. And of course, it does have night vision as well, so let's see if we can test it out. Not quite sure if the room is dark enough, but we'll find out in just a second as I turn off the lights around me. So right there, it's very dark now. And you can hear that click right there. And the video is playing quite nicely, or at least the capture is coming through quite nicely. There is of course some flicker on the screen. That's only because of the camcorder screen. However, looking at the phone itself, the phone screen, it is very clear right there, and of course black or in grayscale. It does appear slightly bluish on the camcorder capture, but I can tell you it is very clear, flicker free, and in grayscale with of course this infrared night vision in action right there. Okay, so that's the app right there in night vision. Of course, just going to move it around the 1080p camera just so you have some idea of the response. As well as the image quality. And once again, pointing directly ahead of us, which is a couple of meters away, at that Brabantia new icon pedal bin. Okay, so I'm gonna once again expand the app or the display right there, setting it down, and now I'm gonna turn on the lights. And the camera should automatically switch back to regular color mode right there, as you can see. Back to normal in normal lighting conditions. So that's the Yi 1080p home camera. Thanks for watching and happy monitoring.